Hi, welcome to our first YouTube video. So we're going we're mostly doing this as a log for ourselves of how our garden does throughout the year / home renovations / canning and homesteading type things. So I plan on making videos hopefully like once a week or whenever I have enough stuff to show. And my name's Adrian.
I'm Blake.
Yeah, and we're a gay couple.
Okay, cut.
What?
That was so stupid. We're a gay couple.
Okay, we're a couple.
Oh my god, I need to introduce us.
Okay, introduce us.
Hi, I'm Blake. This is Adrian, my wife. And we just started this channel to document our lives as beginning homesteaders, gardeners, farmers, if you will. And this is just to document what we've done so far.
Yeah. I think in the first video I wanted to show you guys, or us in the future, what we did for the 2023 garden and what we plan to do for our 2024 garden. So we live in Vermont, in a small town, and we do a lot of projects for the town. So I might be showing some of that for what they call the beautification committee. So I look forward to testing new recipes and canning projects and sharing those and maybe getting some advice on what we're doing wrong, because I'm sure we're doing stuff wrong. But yeah, anything else to add?
Nope.
Also, we have 4 cats. We have Miso, Basil, Olive, and Pimento. We got the Olive and Pimento are our older cats, and then we have Basil and Miso who are our younger cats. Yeah. Okay, now we're gonna show you the makeover of our garden. All right, so when we first bought our property, the previous owners had a garden there, but it was awful. Why was it awful?
Oh, I'm talking. Yeah, they just had like a bunch of old beds. They had a bunch of fencing everywhere. None of it was all like falling down, but surprisingly sturdy. So it took us a really long time to take out. And they also had like a shit ton of landscape fabric, really, really deep, in the dirt that we had to pull out. It was very heavy. Do not recommend.
Yeah, they had like logs some of the beds were made out of logs and some of them were made out of wood. But the ones that were made out of logs, like the logs were really heavy. So it was hard to get them out of there. And then we had to kind of wait until the logs dried to be able to burn them. So it was a really big hassle. And then because of the beds having soil in them and the way they like designed their garden, all the beds were like on one side of like this.
And then there's nothing on the left-hand side.
Yeah, so when we took out the forms that held the bed, there was just like all soil on one side of the land. So we had to go through, till it up, and spread out the land to make it level all throughout. And then this is all in the like side of our house, technically speaking.
But it's the back of our house.
Yeah, our property, yeah, it's kind of hard to explain.
We have a ranch style house, and you come in from the side, which is our front yard, and then our backyard is the other side, and then I don't know what we call this, but this is our main growing space.
Here. Okay, so this is our house, this green box, and then this is our driveway that you would come up. So technically, this is our front yard, and this is our side yard, but we just call this like our backyard all of the things in orange is what the previous owners had, and then we've added a lot for the past couple of years.
A lot more.
Yeah. And what else was I gonna show? Yeah, and they had like this Blake mentioned already that they had like fencing everywhere. So they have like a chicken coop over here, and a small shed that needs a lot of work. But yeah, because they had chickens, they created like runs everywhere. So, and they wanted to keep, I'm sure they wanted to keep their chickens out of the garden, so and other predators. So they had like fencing all around their garden, and that we took down because it was rusted and it was just like not serving the purpose. True. Okay, so this is after we got done leveling it. So we recruited Blake's sister to help us level it. So yeah, we tilled it all up, and then we took rakes and we like spread it to make it level. And once we did that, we started to imagine what the bed configurations would be in this. So I took the measurements of that square garden into Figma. This is a design program Blake and I use. And I kind of laid it out like a square foot. So this was like a rough idea that like we laid out. So these like represent arches from
trellises.
Or I'm sorry, trellis arches.
Arch trellises.
Arch trellis
that go over the 4 main entrances of the garden.
Yeah. And we use cattle panels and T-posts to put those in. So, and then we have beds.
And then we have beds.
Sorry, I'm stupid. So, and then these brown squares represent compost. I don't know if you know, but there's this thing called vermicompost where you like bury like a trash can or something with like holes all in it, and you put it in the ground and you put compost in it, and then worms can go through the holes and eat the compost, or eat the compost, and then distribute it throughout your garden. So I haven't dug these all the way up and made lids for them yet, but these are going to be in-ground compost, so that it can have the same effect throughout the garden with worms.
Right now they're just holes.
Yeah.
On the side of the garden.
Yeah, I made one hole. Holes are hard to dig. But yeah, so that's why this bed is like shorter and this bed's shorter, to make room for this in-ground compost. And then we did a lot of planting under the trellises, of course. And we did tomatoes in these front 2 beds, and peppers and onions in these ones. We didn't follow this like exactly, but it was pretty close, I think. And then I think our hardest part of the garden was working on these 2 back corners. I think we might not have tilled it enough in the back, so a lot of grass still grew up.
Well, we extended the garden parameters that they had existing, so we centered it to the house because it was a little off to the right, and we extended it to better suit like a square foot garden. And so the back beds were just grass, and that's why we've had a lot of issues with weeds in the back few beds, because those weren't just like soil.
Yeah, and then so one of our plans going forward for the back beds is to put landscape fabric over the top of the beds. That's what your plan is, right?
Yeah, I want to experiment with using landscape fabric just on the top, and then removing it afterwards. We're not gonna like let it just sit there, but I'm hoping it will lessen the weeds and we can have better growth back there, because it kind of became like a jungle in the back. That's also like on our part too. We had horseradish that the previous owners had growing, like just coming up in the back 3 on the right hand side beds, and then
Yeah, I don't think I don't think it's invasive, but it like comes up a lot.
Yeah, it just like wouldn't
yeah.
go away. And I mean, the leaves are really big on that.
Yeah.
And then also, planted way too many cosmos.
And they're tall.
We went gung ho on the cosmos, and those just took over.
Right. Yep. This bed is strawberries with a couple flowers. This bed's also strawberries. These 2 bags have potatoes in them, and Blake's gonna plant catnip on top. This first bed is tomatoes and basil and a couple flowers. Under the trellis is beans on both sides. This bed is peppers, and this bed is peppers. This bed has cantaloupes and flowers. This bed has pak choi and I think a watermelon and flowers, maybe 2 watermelons. And then 3 watermelons back here and flowers. 3 watermelons over here, flowers. And then this bed has broccoli and some carrots that we put seeds in for. This bed has onions and peppers and flowers. And then this bed has tomatillos and a tomato and basil. And oh yeah, this bed has onions as well, I forgot to mention. And then so under each trellis, we're gonna grow like squash and peas and beans to trellis up. So you still gotta do that. And then on this side, I'm starting to create where some squash and corn and beans will grow up for like the 3 sisters method. So it's gonna be like some raised beds and then some mounds of where the corn will grow. Yeah, super tired. All right. So yeah, the most productive thing in the garden were the tomatoes. So
and the beans.
Yeah, the beans were really successful. But the tomatoes we had just in these front 2 beds with trellises over them, these ones. And then these are potato bags in front of them, and then these are like strawberry beds in front of that. But yeah, the tomatoes worked out really good. We just trellised them up cattle panel, and yeah. You see Blake right here with their hat.
Oh God.
Staring at something. And then these are our beans after shucking them. Then, yeah, our cucumbers didn't turn out very good. We had really bad cucumber beetles that were attacking our cucumbers, of course, but also our pumpkins and other squash.
Yeah.
It was like a squash cucumber beetle. Is it called a cucumber beetle?
Yes.
It's like black with like yellow stripes.
Well, it's black and yellow.
Yeah.
They're not like really stripes, they're more spots.
Oh, okay. Spots.
We had corn, but I think a raccoon came and knocked it all down before it was fully ready. So we had a successful corn start, but it suffered due to your interference. He's eating the waffle.
Yes. Yeah, so I didn't put that on.
That's not in that version. No.
Yeah.
Because that came after. We started initially the main garden, and then we added 3 circles on the left-hand side of the garden.
Yeah, we had 3 circles of corn. The first one, I had,
the gems.
The gems. Yeah, the first one I had the gems, and then the middle one I just
was
had
like a golden butter.
Yeah, golden butter, and then the last one
was Bloody Butcher.
Bloody Butcher. Yes. The Bloody Butcher got really tall. It probably got like
9 feet?
Yeah, maybe 9 feet.
I don't know.
It was really tall. And then
taller than us.
Yeah. And then between the beds I had squash growing. So I tried like the Three Sisters method. I didn't do any beans going up my corn. I'm gonna try doing that next year. But yeah, I mostly just focused on the mounds of corn, the 3 mounds, and then squash in between those. We also have this growing area on the front side of our house where we have a herb circle, and then we have like a strip that has flowers and perennials in it. So we got to grow that a lot more. Yeah, what's some of the herbs we have in our herb circle?
Well, last year we did basil, sage, which is a perennial, thyme, which is a perennial, green onions, Mexican tarragon, oregano, lemon balm.
Yeah.
Rosemary.
A lot.
I think that's it in the circle. The sage comes up every year. The thyme does come up. Do your green onions come up?
Yeah, my green onions come up. And I expanded those a lot this year. So our circle is we do like kind of like pizza slices out of the
pie.
Yeah, pie slices out of the circle. So I planted a lot more green onions to fill in the triangle. Yeah.
Yeah. And we did Mexican tarragon mostly because we got the seed. I don't even know how we got the seed packet. But we don't use Mexican tarragon, so we need to figure out stuff to do because we have it dried now.
I'll have to look up some recipes that call for that because I don't find that a lot in recipes. And our lemon balm is very successful in the herb circle. And I know lemon balm is technically like a mint, so you have to keep that in check and be careful with that. But we don't really have it like spreading.
No, but we cut it religiously, and we get a lot out of it in the season. So
and we dry it and make tea, and the tea is like really good.
Oh, parsley.
Yeah, parsley.
We grew parsley. Did I say parsley?
I don't know.
Remember.
Anyway, and then another area is the strip. So this is the strip area. Blake did a lot of work to this last year. What'd you do?
Oh my god, why do you intro like that? It's so annoying. So this is the side of our yard that we call the strip. It originally didn't really have anything on it except for that peach tree you see and the lilac bush on the side. So throughout the summer we kind of like threw a bunch of random stuff in there. Like I personally enjoy like chaos gardening, so any extra seeds or plants I had, I just like threw it there to see what would grow. Also made that like little pathway to walk down and a little walkway throughout, adding mulch just kind of because I felt like digging stuff. But yeah, so we have the peach and the lilac still there. Last year I did a random
Sorry, cat interruption.
Yeah, I did a random tomato bush that actually produced a lot of tomatoes. We have quite a few like annual flowers planted in there. We have lavender and thyme. I also did a bunch of basil as well.
Miso.
Yikes. Cat knocked over the screen. Anywho, so yeah, I'm excited to build this area up more in the summer. I'm gonna do more random plants, extra seeds. I think it'd be fun to do lettuce
Over here?
Yeah, to see if it works.
Yeah, this area we kind of like we have been doing more mixing of edibles and flowers and perennial landscaping plants.
Just a mix of everything. It's kind of like a,
Yeah.
you know.
And it's also worth mentioning that so we go to this Home Depot near us and we dumpster dive. So a lot of the stuff that was planted over here was free plants that we got at Home Depot's dumpster. But yeah, this is the strip, and behind the strip is a apple. Well, there's three apple trees. This one is like our most productive, the one by this black fence. And then this one is kind of productive, and then this one is like super tilted. Like this is all a hill right here, so they're all planted on like this hill. And yeah, this tree does really good. Maybe we need to just like go after pruning these other two.
Well, I did. I feel like
yeah, you did do pruning.
I did a lot this fall. So.
And yeah, and then there's also this fenced-in privacy fence on one of our side of our yard.
Let me just do it.
No, I can talk.
Apparently not.
On the back side of our yard, there's a privacy fence, and I have been trying like kind of a different style of gardening over there. Like I want it to be a really wild flower area.
Pollinator area.
Yeah, pollinator area, but it also is not full sun. It's like, it's full sun in the spring, and then there's trees in front of it that make it part sun.
It's part sun, part shade.
Yeah. So it's been kind of difficult achieving what I want there. I have some black-eyed Susans that have been successful so far, and
we have different trees. So we have a nannyberry and a chokeberry tree.
Yeah.
Kind of lining it as it goes. We had some dogwoods, but I think they died.
Yeah, that area's been like difficult so far because I don't want it to be like a bed. I don't want it to be like mulched up bed. I want it to be a wild grassed area. But yeah, so that's an area that I think my plan of attack is just to keep adding things and like seeing what happens. But yeah,
solid.
Yeah. So, is there anything else you want to mention about last year's garden?
No.
Okay. God, you almost sound dead. So then now we'll talk about this year's garden. So Blake has already bought quite a bit of seeds, and last year we saved a lot of seeds too. So do you want to go over seeds you got?
Okay. Cut until now. Okay. So right here I have our big old box of seeds. That's a bunch of seeds. A lot of them we saved ourselves, so anything you see in this like kind of brown packet, we saved ourselves from the garden from last year. We have quite a few botanical interests, Johnny Select seeds, Bedco seeds. I think those are the main places I bought from so far. I still do plan on buying from Rare Seeds and Seed Savers Exchange, I think. But yeah, so I think we were just increasing the amount of ones we have. I mean, like, I'm not gonna go through all of these.
Well, I think you should call out your favorite or ones you're most excited to be
Okay.
planting and stuff.
Okay. Let's see. Which ones am I? Well, I'm really excited about all the squash we're doing. I think this is gonna be our pumpkin squash era.
We tried that last year too.
Well, okay, we didn't get that many seeds. We actually got a bunch of seeds. So, like, I got a bunch of different pumpkins, a bunch of different squash, like acorn squash and blue Hubbard squash and...
Well, hold up. If you have ones with illustrations, hold it up.
Okay. These are just These are Fedco, so they don't have illustrations.
Okay, ones with illustrations hold up.
Well, you could always just put a screen, like,
I know that's
image.
I think a lot, but
Well, you want to do a good video, do you not?
And also on
like, look at this guy. It's a Lakota winter squash. Adorable. It's beautiful. And it's supposed to taste good. And it's an heirloom, which is fabulous.
And also on the note of ornamental squash, we bought is that the Cinderella one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm excited
I'm so
for that.
excited.
Ornamental squash. So we bought like 4 or 5 different ornamental squash, and I cut them open and took the seeds out and saved the seeds from those. So I'm excited to see if those germinate well. So far I found that like with saving seeds yourself, they kind of work better than buying store-bought seeds for sure.
And this is our corn that we're going to grow a lot of. It's honey and cream from Botanical Interest.
Yeah.
So we have 3 big packs of those. Each are 28 grams. So that should be fun.
So for this year for the garden, I'm increasing my corn production. I'm the corn person more. Blake likes corn, but I'm kind of dedicating my role in the garden.
80 picks and chooses a random vegetable to fawn over and wants to take control of that, even though I'm the gardener.
But yeah, I'm the corn farmer. But yeah, I'll show you guys on screen, but I'm adding like 3 beds of corn to the mix and then removing one of my mounds. Removing one of the mounds.
Do you have a picture of the cardboard you put down?
Yeah, so I'm gonna get there. But
Okay. Jesus.
So last year we only had the 3 mounds. And then this year I'm gonna take away the center mound so that we can extend the path through the garden. And I'm going to add 3 like U-shaped beds on the right side of corn. I think
You only have 2.
Oh, 2 U-shaped beds.
So you should don't even know
on
what
the
bed
side
she has.
of corn. And yeah, because corn is interesting because you want to grow a lot in next to each other because it pollinates with its tassels on top.
Okay.
So last year, I think my corn could have been better spaced a little bit closer together. And also if I had done some T-posts around it and did some twine to hold it up to combat the raccoon that took it down. Yeah.
Okay, well, anyway, I was talking.
Corn interruption.
Corn interruption. Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited.
Which other ones? You showed the Cinderella. Was there any other pumpkins?
Well, I started to, and then you kept talking.
Sorry.
Rude.
When you talk about corn, that's my area.
I mentioned it because it's big. Yeah, I don't know. We just have a bunch of squash. I got a bunch more like peas and stuff that I really want to grow. The whole goal is to grow things that we can or preserve throughout the year to eat and consume. And like, I think our first year gardening, we were just like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So we just kind of like picked up random seeds and stuff and threw them out, crossing our fingers. I think now we kind of understand how the process goes, and we've been getting more into food preservation, so I'm excited to actually produce enough to eat and store.
Also, one of our favorite things that we grew was the Oregon
Sugar Pod too.
They're really yummy.
They're so good. It's really fun having like a plant that you can just snack on in the garden while you're gardening. That's definitely a favorite, and we're going to be planting that again.
I think we're going to increase a lot of that.
We're going to increase a lot of that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Any other ones?
No.
What's like the most seeds you collected last year? There was a lot of calendula. No.
Oh, you mean the plant that I collected the most seeds from?
Yeah.
Marigolds? Probably marigolds. We got a lot of dumpster marigolds from Home Depot, and I just like saved as many seeds from those as I could. I don't know if they're gonna turn out. I don't know if they're heirlooms. I don't know, whatever. But I saved a bunch. We'll see if they work out. Also, nasturtiums. We had really big nasturtiums in the garden, and those put off a lot of seeds, so I have a lot of those.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of volunteer plants of nasturtiums, I feel like.
I'm assuming we'll have a lot of volunteers, but you know what? I love a volunteer. Like, if I
Let's
didn't
just
plant
move
you,
them, I hope.
I don't know. I think it's just kind of funny when they pop up. I like some random surprises.
Yeah, I feel so. Blake is more of like the chaotic, crazy gardener, and I'm more of like the stringent, like square foot.
And that's why I'm in charge.
Yeah. So this year.
Hi, buddy.
Oh, not him again. He's gonna knock it down.
Go get it. Go get it. Move.
This year, Blake is stop. This year, Blake is more in charge of the garden than me, and I'm going to be documenting Blake.
Sounds creepy.
I'm gonna be documenting Blake.
Please don't.
Hi,
buddy. I know. You gotta play off screen. Doofus. That's me so. Oh, buddy.
what is he doing?
I know, he wants attention.
Come here. Can you move?
Miso, buddy. Beep, 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 beep.
So, yeah, Blake is more in charge of the garden this year than I am because.
Well, okay. So, I'm gonna be in charge of the garden this year. I feel like we've figured out that we're both very we're very different people when it comes to the process of things. And something we've figured out in our relationship is that one of us needs to be in charge and the other one needs to just step back in order to not fight all the time. Just because we have the same end goal, but we go about it completely differently. So this year I'm going to be heading up the garden. And I think it will be better because I'm more chill and not like stressed out about everything.
I'm not stressed out. I just want it a particular way.
Yeah, and that just gardening's fun. It's a hobby. It's
fun. I want it to look.
It's fun.
I want it to look a specific way, and I want it to be organized a specific way. But yeah, this year it's Blake's turn. Maybe next year it'll be my turn.
No, I don't think I'm ever gonna give it back.
But I will be more in charge of projects. Like I want to build a couple compost bins, like the ones where you make them out of wooden pallets.
And you water things.
I do the watering. Yeah.
So you help a little.
Yeah. Hopefully it's not too hot of a summer.
Well, we had El Nino, so.
We had El Nino, so. But anyway, this is our channel. Stick around for projects in the garden, in our house renovation.
That's what we were planning, and that's kind of our introduction, as this is our first video. If you're interested in seeing where the garden goes, and stuff like that, just...
Yeah, and we'll also be having some home renovation projects. and some canning projects and just overall homesteading stuff. So stick around for seeing future projects. Yeah. Parker Provisions.
Oh my god. Bye.
And